Today we're creating a zero-based budget for a young single mom who is a Uber driver and brings home a total of $3,112 a month in net income. But hold up, TJ only brings home $150 a week as a Uber driver, and she heavily relies on supplemental income from child support, food stamps, and her yearly income tax return. So let's create a zero-based budget for TJ. So if you are new here, I am Jeanetta. I am the creator of Cash and Curls, and I teach millennials how to save, budget, and eliminate debts. And I show you guys how to do all of these things while enjoying your life. So today's budget with me video is going to be a good one. Today's episode of Budgeting with Cash and Curls, I believe that this video will help a lot of young millennial moms out there and Gen Zer moms out there and people who rely on supplemental income such as child support, food stamps, and income taxes. Let's go ahead and jump into the video agenda. In today's video, I'm going to first and foremost create TJ's budget as is. Secondly, I'm going to add my special Cash and Curls touch to TJ's budget to help it become a zero-based budget. Thirdly, I'm going to leave TJ with some recommendations, and these recommendations can honestly help you if you're in a similar situation like TJ. And lastly, of course, I'm going to leave you guys with some homework. Be sure to stick around to the end so that you can tap into these recommendations. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can join the fam and so that you can be notified every single time that I upload a new video on my channel like this, Budgeting with Cash and Curls, okay? Before we dive into TJ's budget and who TJ is, I just want to take a moment and say, guys, I can tell that you guys are loving these budget with me videos here on YouTube. Last budget with me video, which was 4K, a single mom who is a paraprofessional who does not get paid in the summers, reached over 1,000 views in less than 2 weeks. And I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you for the support. I love doing these videos for you guys, and I truly believe these videos are impacting so many people. So I just wanted to come on here and say thank you guys for tuning in to that last budget with me video. Secondly, I want to know, would you guys like if I do these budget with me videos live? If you would like for me to go live with these budget with me videos, go ahead and comment live down in the comments so that I can start working up a plan to make this happen. I have so many people. I think right now we have about 5 people lined up to get budgets done, and to be honest, these videos take a while for me to plan, edit, and upload onto YouTube. If I do these videos live, I feel like I can get a lot of these videos pushed out a lot faster than once a month, okay? So if you want me to go live with these budget with me videos here on YouTube, go ahead and comment live down in the comments. And lastly, if you're new here and you have not downloaded my free monthly budget template, go ahead and grab you a free copy of this budget so that you can get started with budgeting today, okay? So let's go ahead and dive into TJ's budget. TJ is a single woman who has a child who is under 5 years old. TJ is also dating and she lives in Delaware. TJ has a couple of goals. First and foremost, TJ wants to get out of debt. She wants to save $10,000 towards an RV or a house down payment. And lastly, TJ wants to go back to school. She is looking to go back to school either in the dental field or the radiology field. TJ is currently a Uber driver, and she is also a unlicensed hairstylist, and TJ gets paid weekly. TJ's total net income is $3,112, and her income consists of child support, food stamps, and her yearly income tax. I normally do not do this in my budget with me videos, but today I felt led to share TJ's story because I believe this is a lot of people's stories, and I just truly want to bring light to real situations, okay? So I'm just gonna read it straight from my computer. So TJ says, I have a 2-year-old son. My son is a love child and his father is a pro baller. And they signed an agreement that TJ will receive $2,000 a month for child support, okay? With that, TJ also stated that her main source of income is that $2,000 from child support. She says she has not worked since she's gotten pregnant in 2020. She hasn't been able to go to school, and she really hasn't had a life since having her baby. She stated that she lives in a studio apartment, and she does hair. She is currently unlicensed, and she does Uber on the side whenever she needs some extra income. Okay, she stated that her minimum income a week is $80 a week from her side hustles because she doesn't have anyone to watch her child, and she said it gets very hard to do things because he needs a lot of her attention. Okay, and I feel like this is a lot of people's situation. It's hard for them to do different things because they do not have child care. They're lacking child care. Okay, and TJ continues to go on and say that her son is not in daycare because it is too expensive, so she has to stay at home with him. She is a stay-at-home mom. She states that she does pay a babysitter every now and then when it becomes a little bit too much and she just needs a break. She typically only pays for a babysitter for an hour or two on the weekends because sitters are very expensive. So she can typically only pay for 2 to 3 hours of childcare. Okay. In addition to that, TJ also shared with me her goals. She shared with me that she wanted to save $10,000 for a down payment on a small house or an RV. And she also wanted to save $10,000 so that she can go back to school. She is thinking about going back into the dental field or radiology, but she is not sure yet because she knows she will not be able to go to school until her son starts pre-K full time. Okay, so that is her second goal, but she feels like she has time to save for that. TJ also stated that her rent goes up every single year and she's getting nervous because she doesn't want to get priced out of her area. She says that she currently relies on her income tax as income. So the refund checks that she gets each year, she uses that as income to sustain her throughout the year. Okay. And this part kind of broke my heart right here. She stated that last year she got $3,600 for a dependent. That was March of 2023. And she says she usually takes that income and she divides it by 52 and she used that as weekly income. She said by this time this year, March 2024, she is predicted only to get $2,000 for her dependent. And she has concerns because she believes her rent will go up in July 2024. So she is unaware of how to calculate these changes to come. Okay. She really wants to know, how can I prepare for all of these changes that are about to come? Okay. And guys, this literally touched my heart. That's why I'm reading this whole story to you guys, because TJ really wants some help and she really wants to win with her finances. And she just want to get started. She wants to get started on the right foot financially. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's go ahead and get into TJ's income. Okay, so TJ's primary income is coming from child support, $2,000 a month. And this is from child support. So I'm just going to put child support, CS in the top. Okay, she also gets $516 from food stamps. So I'm going to go ahead and write 516. And that represents food stamps. And she also gets about $320 on the low end from Uber each month. And she brings home $276.92 from her income tax that she divvies up weekly. Okay, so let's go ahead and tally up TJ's income. About $3,112.92 a month. So I'm going to go ahead and write that right here. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into TJ's fixed expenses. So remember, fixed expenses are things that do not fluctuate, meaning they're the same from month to month. So TJ currently spends about $1,000 on rent. So I'm going to go ahead and write rent right here. Rent $1,000. Okay, her light bill is currently $100. Car insurance, $100. Gas, $100. And life insurance is about $100. So yeah, these are TJ's fixed expenses, and just looking at this, I'm a little hesitant because I know everything is not $100 to the T. So let's go ahead and add all of this up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is $1,400. Okay, didn't need the calculator for that. So currently she's spending about $1,400 on her fixed expenses. Okay, in her form, TJ also noted that she does not have a cell phone bill or a Wi-Fi bill because she's in a particular program for people with low income, so that is not included inside of her fixed expenses. All right, so let's go ahead and pop into her variable expenses. So remember, variable expenses are things that fluctuate from month to month, meaning that they're not the same every single month. So each month, this bill actually could have went over here for fixed expenses, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it over here for variable expenses. She contributes to her son's 529 plan, and she sends $20 a month to that. And if you're a parent out there and you're interested in saving for your child's educational future, I highly recommend opening up a 529 plan or ESA, and I do have a video explaining the difference between a 529 and an ESA. I'll go ahead and link that up in the cards and down in the description box as well. Okay, in addition to the 529 plan, TJ also budgets for household items. Okay, and that's about $100. She stated she has personal. Okay, and her personal money is $100. She pays for a babysitter. Okay, and the babysitter is $100. And these were all of her variable expenses. So once again, this is pretty easy to calculate. So we got $320. So let's go ahead and write $320 down here. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the debts and savings. All right, so for the area of savings, TJ did mention to me that she has $6,000 saved, and she currently saves $200 a month towards her emergency fund. So I'm going to go ahead and put savings right here, and she's saving $200 a month, and that's the only thing that she's saving for. So I'm going to go ahead and put $200 right here under the savings category. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at her debts. So TJ is drowning in debts. She has a few debts. Her first debt is her medical debt, medical bills, okay, and each month she pays $41.22. Okay, she also have a Capital One card, Capital One, and she pays $25 a month towards the Capital One card. In addition to that, she also has a Discover credit card, and she pays $77.83 a month. Okay, so these are all of TJ's minimum monthly balances, or her minimum monthly payments for her debts. So let's go ahead and add up these totals to figure out what our grand total is for debts. So currently she is spending about $144.05 for her debts. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right here, $144.05. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is add up all of TJ's totals to see if we've reached a zero-based budget. So meaning all of these totals equal up to that $3,000. So let's go ahead and do that now. We have currently spent about $2,064.05. So we have not reached a zero-based budget. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and add that number to the bottom. So let's go ahead and write 3,112.92. That's our total month, our total net income, and we're going to subtract it from this, what we've already spent, 2,000. Okay, so this is, we're going to subtract these two numbers to see how much we're still working with. We still have about $1,000 to allocate. So I'm going to go ahead and write this number right here on the side. So we have $1,048.87 to still work with. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do now is switch my markers. So this green marker is going to represent the changes or the additions I'm going to make to TJ's budget to help it become zero base. So we have about $1,000 to still allocate. So let's go ahead and figure out how we can allocate this $1,000. So first and foremost, I'm a big giver. I believe in giving. So I'm going to add giving to TJ's budget. So let's go ahead and write giving. And we're going to go ahead and give 10%. So I'm not going to include the $516 from food stamps. I'm going to give 10% of the other three incomes. Okay. And if we do the math, that will be $259. Okay. So we're going to do $259 for giving, whether that's tithing or just to a local charity of her choice. So we are going to include groceries. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and remember, she is receiving $516 from food stamps. So I'm going to go ahead and write 516 because this is something we have to allocate for. Okay, next I'm going to add a baby TG line, and this is for her son. Okay, and we're going to give baby TG $50. Okay, next I'm going to add gas. So part of her side hustle is being an Uber driver. So with Uber driving, that requires you to allocate money for gas. So I'm going to give her about $200 for gas in her monthly budget. Okay. And lastly, I'm going to put dates because TJ did state that she is dating, and typically people who are dating go out on dates. But for this budget, I am not going to allocate any money. I'm going to say and suggest that she find free dates. Okay. So I'm not going to make any changes to her savings. I'm just going to recommend that she doesn't add anything else to her savings. But I am going to add a little bit more money to her medical debt so that she can begin to pay off this debt. So I'm just going to add plus $23.87 to this. So I'm going to put $23.87 to this medical debt. So what we're going to do now is add up now our new totals to see if we reach a zero-based budget. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so I'm going to add, so we have the $1,400. I'm just going to add the $259 for giving. Okay, so that leads us to $1,659. Okay, I'm going to add these additional totals. So we have the $320 plus 516 plus 50 plus 200. Okay, and that is going to give us 1086. 1086. Okay, nothing changed for savings, so we're good. And then now I'm going to add this additional 2387 over here. So we got the 144.05 plus 2387. Okay, and that's going to lead us to 167.92. All right, so what I'm going to do now is add up all of these green totals and see if we've used up this grand that we had left over. And let's see if this is a zero-based budget. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we got 1659 plus plus 1086 plus 200 plus 167.92. Looks like we have a zero-based budget. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the recommendations for TJ. First and foremost, TJ, I just want to commend you on trying your best to get your budget zero base. I like that you are saving monthly. I like that you are paying off your debts. And I like that you're thinking about your child's future and that you're actively contributing into a 529. First and foremost, looking at your budget, I would suggest that you pull your last 3 bank statements to see what you're truly spending on your expenses. So everything is not $100. I feel like this is a huge rookie mistake. I've made this mistake when I first got started with budgeting. So I feel like a big rookie mistake that many millennials are making when it comes to budgeting is predicting that everything is $100. Okay, everything is not $100. Okay, what we need to do is pull our bank statements, the last 3 bank statements, and truly see how much our expenses are. Okay, we need to know to the T how much that light bill is, how much that car insurance is, how much that Wi-Fi bill is. Okay, everything is not $100. So let's stop guessing and let's go ahead and pull those bank statements. Okay, my second recommendation is add your grocery bill to your budget. Know that you're currently getting $516 from SNAP food stamps, and I want you to include this inside of your budget. Okay, I want you to add that as a line item in your budget because that is income. Okay, so I think a $516 budget is more than enough for you and your son. So I don't think you need to add anything to your food budget. I think that is enough to sustain you guys for an entire month. Next, I want you to give a baby TJ a line item in your budget. Okay, another rookie mistake that a lot of millennials are making is they're not including their children inside of their budgets. Okay, so if you're a parent out there and you have children, multiple children, you need to include a line item inside of your budget for all of your children. Okay, so I say this all the time, you as adults have expenses and you have needs, and so does your children. Okay, so your children, whether you like it or not, is taking up some money from your income each month. Okay, so we might as well set a designated number in our budget specifically for our children. TJ, I highly recommend that you allocate about $50 for your son, baby TJ, inside of your budget. Okay, because he's using some money, whether it's for food, clothing, diapers, toys. He is taking up some of the money each month. The next recommendation that I have for you, TJ, is that I want you to include gas in your budget. Okay, so you stated that you do Uber as a side hustle, and I highly recommend that you include gas. So I don't know all of the guidelines, whether or not you guys get reimbursed for being an Uber driver in regards to mileage or gas or anything like that, but I want you to at least allocate $200 a month for gas for you to do these Uber trips. I think this is another reason why it's very important for us to pull our bank statements so we can truly see how much we're typically spending on gas each month. Okay, so I just ballpark $200. It could be more, it could be less, so just make that adjustment once you figure out how much you're truly spending on gas each month. Next, dates. Okay, so I noticed in your form you stated that you're dating, and I know with dating comes dates. Okay, you guys are going out, you're doing things. So I included dates in your budget, but I just put a line through it because right now I don't think this is the time for you to be trying to spend tons and tons of money on dates. Okay, I think in the future budget you to allocate maybe $50, $100 max on dates a month. But I highly recommend that you look for free, fun, and frugal activities to do with your significant other, okay? Because right now we have to stay focused. We have a lot of things, a lot of financial goals that we're trying to accomplish, and going on expensive dates right now is just not wise, okay? But in the future, allocate maybe $50 to $100 specifically for dates. So next, I want you to focus on one goal at a time. TJ, you have to determine what is your top priority financial goal right now, okay? So I say this saying all the time: if you try to catch two rabbits, you'll end up catching neither, okay? So that means you can have all these financial goals that you're trying to catch, but if we're being honest, if we're being realistic, you're not going to be successful in all of these goals because you're trying to do too many things at once, okay? So I highly recommend that you take a moment and just write out all of your goals on a piece of paper. So what I want you to do is kind of order them based on priority, okay? Which one of these goals do you need to accomplish first, second, third, and so on, okay? We cannot attack every single goal all at once because one, we're not going to be successful, and two, it's going to be very stressful. I would highly recommend that you look into doing the debt snowball, okay? The debt snowball is where you list out all of your debts from smallest to largest, and you begin to attack that smallest debt. So TJ, I truly recommend that you start tackling that smallest debt, which is your medical bill. Knock that out of the way and then continue to move on to your other debts. Another thing that I would like for you to do, TJ, is to consider adding tithing and giving to your budget, okay? So here at the Cash and Curls community, I truly promote being generous givers and having a heart of generosity. So whether you're a believer or not, I want you to set aside 10% of your income to give, whether that's to your local church, to a local nonprofit, or to a local organization. I want you to do something kind for others and give to others each month. Next, in regards to saving, in your form you stated that you have saved $6,000, and I think that is wonderful. With you being a single mom with very low income, unpredictable income, I think that is a solid emergency fund to help take care of you and your child. But I don't want you to add another dollar to your emergency fund, okay? Instead, I would like for you to send that extra $200 that you're sending to your savings account every month and send that towards debt, okay? Now is the time to start pushing that needle and knocking some of this debt out of your life, okay? So that you can free up some of your income. And with that $6,000, if you do not have it parked in a high yield savings account, I truly highly recommend that you park that money, your emergency fund, inside of a high yield savings account so that you can start earning entrance on just having your money sit there, okay? So I do have a video on my channel all about high yield savings accounts that I will go ahead and link down in the description box and up here in the cards so that you can check it out. So a big recommendation that I have for you, TJ, is to start working on increasing your income, okay? We got to get you a stable job so that you do not have to heavily rely on splitting up or divvying up your yearly income taxes and your child support, okay? So right now I understand that it's very hard for you to get a full-time job because you're a stay-at-home mom and you do not have childcare. But now I think this is the time to go full force in your side hustle of being a hairstylist, okay? Now is the time to start building up your hair clientele, promoting yourself on social media to your friends and your families, and start pushing out some of the things you can do with hair. So I don't know if you're a braider, I don't know if you're into wigs and sew-ins, or you specialize in natural hair, but I really want you to start promoting yourself and getting your business, your side business, off the ground as a stylist, as a hairstylist, because this can truly bring in some more income to help make your income a little bit more stable. Possibly, you know, look into building your brand, building your business as a hairstylist, and in the future work on becoming a licensed hairstyler so that you can add some credibility to your name. In regards to finding stable income, I highly recommend that you look into remote jobs. So TJ, while you're at home with your son, I want you to be on the hunt for some jobs that will allow for you to work from home and that will give you some flexibility. And the big recommendation that I have for you, TJ, is to look into programs and stipends out there specifically for families that have low income. Look and see if your state or your county offers stipends for low income families, for single moms. You can get your child into daycare and so that you can start working. I was online and I did a quick little Google search. All I did was type in Delaware childcare stipend, okay? And I wanted to just highlight two websites for you, TJ. The first one is a Delaware Health and Social Services, okay? On this website, they provide information to support families to ensure that their child can receive childcare, okay? So they have tons of information to help you figure out whether or not you will qualify for some childcare assistance, okay? So definitely go onto this website. This is the Delaware Health and Social Services. So go in here and see if you can qualify for some assistance to help you get your child into daycare. Maybe the county or the government will offer you something where your child can go to school at least 3 days throughout the week or for a certain amount of hours based on your income, okay? And the second thing I highly recommend is that you check out the website, Delaware Department of Education, okay? On this website, they list a few resources for childcare assistance for eligible families, okay? So Head Start could be a possibility for you, TJ, an early Head Start program. And they also have something on here called Early Childhood Assistance Program. So TJ, I highly recommend that you go take some time and look through these websites and call and explain to these people what your situation is. And for anyone out there watching, I truly recommend that you just type in your state and see what kind of services they offer or stipends that they offer for specifically for childcare, so that you can get some money off of childcare services, because daycare is truly expensive if we're being honest. My next suggestion for you, TJ, is for you to form a community, okay? You have a lot on your plate right now, and you're trying your best to work, to go to school, to save for your kids' college, to do something for yourself, and it's becoming overwhelming. If I'm being honest, just by reading your story, I can tell that you're overwhelmed and you're uncertain, and you just really want to do right by your child and yourself. And TJ, I feel for you. I know people who are in similar situations like you, and I just want to encourage you today. I want to encourage you to find a community, to find a village, okay? It is true. It takes a village to raise a child. And TJ, I believe you need a community. You need a community of people, family, friends, church members. You need some people around you that will support you in this journey of motherhood, of raising a son, and just being young and navigating life, okay? If you're not connected to a local church, I highly recommend that you find a local church and you just kind of talk to your family and friends and see how they can be supportive to you during this time of trying to go to school and find a full-time job. So TJ's main question was, how can she prepare for all of the changes that are about to occur this month? Okay, so this month she is predicted to get $2,000 for her dependent, her son, on her yearly income tax return, okay? She is also expected to have her rent increased July of 2024. My biggest recommendation for you, TJ, is for you to get a remote job or a job that allows for you to be flexible. I also want you to focus on paying off your debts, because when you do these things, you are freeing up the income that you currently have to send towards your debts, which will eliminate that and will provide you some more income to live out your life. And lastly, get that support system. You gotta find a community to help you on this journey of motherhood and building your finances. Okay, so now let's go ahead and jump into the homework. So first and foremost, if you enjoyed this video and you have not downloaded my free monthly budget template, I want you to go ahead and download my free monthly budget template, okay? This template is perfect for beginners, it's perfect for singles and married couples out there that want to get started with budgeting and getting their finances in order. Secondly, I want you to start budgeting today. If you're waiting to next week, next month, or even next year to get your budget in order, today is the perfect day for you to write out your expenses, to pull your bank statements, and start learning how to budget. And if you're in a similar situation like TJ, where childcare is very expensive and you are kind of forced to be a stay-at-home mom, I truly highly recommend that you visit your state's Department of Education websites and your state's health and social services website. And lastly, if you enjoyed this video, I want you to check out my other Budget With Me videos here on my channel. And I want you to find a budget that's similar to the income that you bring home and watch that video and let me know how you like it. So a huge thank you to TJ. TJ, I just want to say thank you for trusting me with your budget. I apologize that it's so delayed. I truly hope that this budget gave you some hope and gave you some insight on how you can truly budget your finances, increase your income, and find support in this journey of motherhood and building our finances and learning how to win with our finances. So TJ, I am rooting for you and I am praying for you, and I just want you to know that you can win with money, okay? You can win with finances, and I'm super proud of you for getting started with your finances at a young age, 22, because if we just think about it, 10 years from now at 32, your life can change tremendously. You guys have some words of encouragement and some resources for TJ, please leave them down in the comments, because we want to build TJ up and continue rooting for her as she began her journey of building wealth, eliminating debt, and just winning with her finances. If you like today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss my next upload, okay? So once again, I am Jeanetta. I am the creator of Cash and Curls, and I teach millennials how to save, budget, and eliminate debts, and I hope you join the fam, okay? So until next time, family, and never forget that you can win with money, and I am rooting for you. Bye.